Right, it is time for reading challenge TBR. Hey everyone, it is Shannon, and I'm super excited to be here today and to share with you my TBR for the 4th week of my May reading challenge. In the month of May, I have challenged myself to read 2,000 pages from the books on my currently reading list. I had a lot to choose from. 38 titles were on my currently reading list as April turned into May. So I've decided to challenge myself to read from those books specifically. Each week I pick 5 titles by random draw, 3 fiction and 2 nonfiction, and each week I aim to read 500 pages for the week, or 72 pages a day, which works out to 72 pages a day. I went with 500 because 500 times 4 is 2,000. There was one day at the beginning of the month and 2 days at the end of the month, but which I'll count the pages, but 4 weeks fit in neatly in this way. And yeah, because my reading week goes from Sunday to Saturday. So I picked them on Sunday and I read till Saturday, and we all cross our fingers that I get there. So far, I think I've actually done quite well. Both week 1 and week 2, I did hit the 500 pages per week target, and in week 3, I was really close. I was really, really, really close. If I didn't have something that I needed to do, I would have just got those last, I think it was 11 pages. But anyway, it is a new week, it is a fresh start, and that's why one of the reasons why I like picking new titles every week is that it's a fresh start. So we're going to pick 5 titles, and from those 5 titles, I am going to aim to read 500 pages. So we start, as always, with fiction. So let's give it a shake. I still feel like I should have maybe got a smaller jar, but I just have so many Nescafe jars. All right, the first fiction pick is, oh, is this one? This is the first one. Great Ghost Stories. Okay, so, so Great Ghost Stories. This is a collection of ghost stories. I have 8 stories left and 77 pages left. This is a Dover Thrift Edition. I started this in April for the Maya's readathon for reading Women Write Classic SFF, because the first one is by Amelia B. Edwards, and it's from 1864. So the next one I need to read is Dickon the Devil, from 1872 by John Sheridan Le Fanu. He wrote Carmilla. So that is the next one to read, and then hopefully I will continue to read them. So another collection. Wow, we had 2 collections last week, 1 collection last week. Okay, so Great Ghost Stories. Woohoo! Okay, so that is pick number 1. Now on to nonfiction. Let's see. Whoa, almost dropped the jar. I almost dropped it by pushing it upwards. Is that dropping? Throwing? I don't know. Okay, it's this one. The Law's Guide to Nature Drawing and Journaling. Ah! Okay, so anyone who watched any of the vlogs from week 1 will know how much I adore this book. Okay, so I have a lot of pages left on this one because it is a really, really long one. So this is a nonfiction art book, or book on art and journaling, and I have 439 pages left. Oh, that might be a little off because I did covertly read a few pages last week. I think I'm more like 400 pages left. It's 1,000 pages. It's long, but it has lots of illustrations, so often the page will have 3 lines and then be a drawing, and then another 3 lines and then a drawing. So anyway, I love this book so much. I think I'm at birds. I did make it through the bugs section. In the animals section, they had bugs, and I'm like, aren't they something else? I was not prepared. But yeah, I think the current section I'm looking at is birds, and I think there's a section on plants. I'm not sure. Oh yeah. Oh wow. I want to start reading this now. Also, the pages fly by, so that's also good. Actually, this is a slow read. It's a slow read. I don't think I've even timed it, and I know it's a slow read. So, all right. So The Law's Guide to Nature Drawing and Journaling. Oh, that makes me so, so happy. I need to update that number, though, because that's not correct. Okay, back to fiction. And The Law's Guide is on Scribd on ebook, if you're interested. Oh, there we go. upside down. Oh! Les Miserables. Okay. Alright, so I have this in rebound version. I have split Les Mis into 5 volumes because it is 5 books. I'm in the second volume. I have, let's see how many pages I have left of Les Miserables. 1,031 pages, so, and I have 4 parts left, so I definitely will not finish this within this week. So, yeah, so it's also quite, small font, but my reading pace on this wasn't too bad. And I was a little, even with doing this project, I was a little concerned about putting this to the side. I did start it for March on the Mammoths, and I was reading it for 20 pages a day, which was really, really working. But it did start to feel like, wow, I'm really not making a lot of progress, but all progress is good progress, so I will be getting back to Les Miserables. So, okay, I got 2 slows and 1 fast read. Let's see it's not all about the speed, but I do want to get my pages. I do want to get my pages this month. I'm not gonna lie. I want to get to that 500. I want it. Okay, so second and last nonfiction. Ooh, this one's really skinny. Does that mean the book is skinny? Escher on Escher. Oh, more art. Okay. Escher on Escher, Exploring the Infinite. So this is by Escher. Is it MC Escher? Yeah, MC Escher, who is a Dutch? I think he's Dutch. Yes, Dutch artist. So if you're unfamiliar, he did a lot of like positive negative reversals type stuff and metamorphosis type stuff, and messed around with realism and things looking 3-dimensional and 2-dimensional and transitioning from one to the other. He's one of my favorite artists. Absolute, just so brilliant. And oh wow! And I started this in April. I'm on page 19, so lots to go on that one. Actually, that's not true. It's only 133 pages left. Wow, I got 2 art bugs. Yay! 2 art bugs. Yay! Okay, wow, this is going by quickly. Okay, so one final pick. So we are going to the oh, is it that one? That one really started. Let's go with that one. Last pick for the week. Fiction. Oh wow. Swordborn. Ooh, okay. That is a very different tone. Okay, so Swordborn by Jennifer Robertson. This is the 5th book in a series that has 7 books, but initially I thought it only had 4 books. This is the Tiger and Dell series that starts with Sword Dancer, Sword Singer, Sword Maker, Sword Breaker, now Swordborn for the 5th one. I have read this. I'm trying to finish this series. This is one I read it when it originally came out for the first 4, and then I didn't know until years later that it had more books. And then I did read this one, but it was when I wasn't reading very much, and because I've gone through like valleys and hills, and no, that's not the right one. Ups and downs, let's go with that, in terms of how much I read. And so I read this one when I wasn't reading very much, and I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the first 4 books, but I still would love to finish the series. And the 6th one is on the oldest on my Goodreads TBR, so this is actually a book I want to finish this year. Very, very much so, because I want to finish the series, and I really love Jennifer Robertson's writing. So this is fantasy. I don't think I said that. So this is fantasy. You wouldn't totally get that from this. Maybe you would. I don't know. Yeah. So she's an author I don't hear many people talking about, but she, like, you know, when I read her at the same time as reading some other authors that now I won't read anymore. Unfortunately, a lot of fantasy authors have, it's been revealed, have been pretty horrible, so we're not going to go there. Yeah, so I'm like, wow, okay, so this one I actually have a fair amount left, 419 pages, so that is a lot. So, but I'm excited about that. Wow, my fiction choices are strange. So we have fantasy, classic with Les Mis, and ghost stories. So these are both very dry, and but you know, Les Mis is beautifully written. It's just really long. And sometimes it's hard to tell when they're talking about something how important it's going to be in the grand scheme of things. So sometimes I find my attention wavers a little bit because I'm like, do I really need to remember this? You know, if it's a character that I haven't heard of before. So, but now I feel actually quite centered in it now that I'm in the second volume. Yeah, so that'll be interesting. So fantasy, classic, and ghost stories. And then for nonfiction, it is art and more art. Oh my god, I'm so excited because we got Law's Guide, and Escher. Oh, this week is gonna rock. This week is going to rock. Hopefully it'll rock. So let's do a very, I think it's so funny when I watch back these videos and I see myself do the math, it's never been 100%. So we're just going to do estimations. Actually, these are pretty good. So for Les Mis, it's 1,031 pages left. For Great Ghost Stories, it's about 77 pages left. So let's say that's 1,100. Then we have Sword. We're already over 1,000 pages. 1,100, so 1,500-ish, 1,500, 600, 7, 8, 9, 10, 100. Not quite. So 2,000. We're looking at 2,000 pages to choose from. For Mel, who asked in one of my recent videos about what am I going to do if I pick 5 books and I have less than 500 pages, I don't think I'm going to be encountering that. And actually, I think if I would just pick another book, whichever had the least pages in terms of the two. I would pick another title, but 2,000 pages to choose from. Like, it's mostly, actually, but it's funny, these two are the longest I have the most pages from, or they're the longest book. They're both over 1,000 pages. Many of the books I have are 300 to 600 pages. And generally speaking, I tend to read books that are about 200 pages, which is why I haven't finished a lot of these books. But this is lots to choose from. I think it's actually a pretty good variety. I'm thrilled about the art ones. Honestly, I just want to I just want to stop this video and go read them. But I will do some timed reading, of course, and then see how the week goes. Some of these I have timed the reading for, but not all of them. I'm looking forward to Swordborn. It's one of those ones where, because it's a reread and I don't have the bestest memories like of rereading it, but they're characters that I love and like getting to see more of the characters. I think I might actually appreciate reading it now that I'm a bit older, because the characters are getting a bit older too. So that's so interesting. But it is, like, honestly, it's very strange for a series like from that time to all of a sudden have a sequel like 10 years later, and I was like, what? So yeah, so I'm looking forward to not only reading that but continuing that, which makes it a bit intimidating, which means I have avoided it, but I can avoid it no longer, and I don't want to. Oh, all that being said, I do have a couple of other titles that I need to work in this week, or hoping to. Every week I do get to pick one extra pick. It will probably be something on Hoopla. I'm not sure. I do also have to finish off Shah and the End of Time by Roshani for the live show on Izzy's channel, because this is a buddy read. So I have about 150 pages left, so I want to actually finish this today, which I can't because I don't have that much time, but so today or tomorrow. So, and then I also am hoping to read Witchling by Yasmine Galenorn, which is the Who Picked This Book Club pick for the live show on June 2nd, and it is 275 pages. And because I have been very, very participatory in the book club this year, I think I've read maybe 2 of the titles, and I'm really excited for this one, and I really want to read it, but I just have not been able to work in books into my reading, and so I have not ended up reading a lot of the titles, so I'm really sad about that. So, but this one I'm super excited for, so I'm hoping to get that in. So that's another 275 plus 150 pages, so another 375, 425-ish. So that's an additional 425 pages on top of the 500. So who thinks Shannon's going to be able to do that? I'm not optimistic there. That is not a good place to leave the video. Anyway, so upcoming videos, I actually probably will very shortly after this video post a wrap up for the week, and because these are a bit out of time, because I am recording this a week before it's going to be going up, because I did the vlogs and the vlogs had a week delay. It threw off sort of when I would normally share these, and I do feel like I am missing sharing what I'm reading on social media. I still update Goodreads, but I don't tend to show the books. Like I might show them like this, you know, because I don't want to spoil for people what the upcoming titles are. So probably like maybe even the day after this goes up, I will do my wrap up so that I am going to be back in sync with doing videos live. Now, I don't know if I'm going to continue this project beyond May. It's funny, every way I slice it in terms of like the page count or trying to do like 1 book a week or like 5 books a month or all of the different ways I come up with math to continue this project, it would mean that I would be continuing to work on this but not finish the project until December. And so I can't decide if that feels like an extraordinarily too long period of time to be working on one thing or to be finishing this. I think it's 33 books, and or is that an absolutely reasonable amount of time to read 33 books? Some of these I've just started, some of them I'm well into, but still, it's still 33 books. So I have not come to terms with that. So, and I haven't also decided if I'm going to like reward myself in some way if I do achieve my goal. I have a couple of ideas of things that I could do. A main one that once I started thinking about, I couldn't stop thinking about. So that's definitely a possibility. Although just, you know, getting to the page count is really the big win. So I don't know if I'll finish any of these titles this week. I mean, this is a possibility. Law's Guide is a possibility. I don't know about, I feel like Swordborn is unlikely, Les Mis is not likely, and this is a bit of a gamble. It's not about the finishes, it's about the pages, 500 pages. I'm feeling optimistic that I can get 500 pages. Honestly, even if I just work on this, I'll get like a lot of pages, but then I'll be done. I don't want to finish that book. So, but I think I have a nice variety this week. It is a very strange variety, but I like that. I like strange. It's all good. I think that's actually the Hoopla one I'm going to pick is Emily the Strange, because it's expiring in a couple of days. So that might be the one that I'm going to pick. We shall see. I'm not sure. Yeah, so that's it for this video, and I'll be back soon. And I will also need to reflect on the month, and I probably will do a month, like a wrap-up of the month, and then need to decide how to move forward. And we shall see how that goes. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Let me know which one of these you think I'll finish, if I'll finish any of them. That's a good question. Or which one you would be the most interested in reading. That's a good question too. Either of those count as questions of the day. So there you go. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon in another video.